Well, let's get straight to our top story tonight. The Supreme Court today said that the sanction for prosecution of public servants in corruption cases should be done within a time frame of 4 months, after which it will deem to have been given. While accepting Subramaniam Swamy's plea that there was a delay by the Prime Minister's office in sanctioning the prosecution of former Telecom Minister A. Raja in the 2G case, the court said Parliament should now consider amending the law. The court, meanwhile, has indicted the Prime Minister's office and the Law Ministry for the delay in A. Raja's case, but the PM himself, the judges felt, cannot be held responsible. The BJP has gone on the offensive, but the Prime Minister's office says they are vindicated.
Why did it take 16 months for the Prime Minister to sanction the prosecution of Telecom Minister A. Raja? Today, the Supreme Court asked the Parliament to consider setting a 4-month deadline, by the end of which, if no decision is taken, the sanction should be deemed to be given.
While the onus is on Parliament now to ensure there is no delay in prosecuting public officials charged with corruption, the judges did put moral pressure on the government. They said such delay is adversely viewed in public mind.
The sanctioning authority and the corrupt officials were or are partners in the same misdeeds. However, the court put the blame of the delay on the Prime Minister's office or the PMO and the Law Ministry, saying those expected to give proper advice to the Prime Minister failed to do so. With Justice Ganguly quoting Shakespeare to describe the Prime Minister's position, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Today's decision could have a far-reaching effect for the CBI. The agency waited years to prosecute UP Chief Minister Mayawati, and then that permission to sanction was denied by a controversial decision by the then UP Governor, T.V. Rajeshwar. In the same case, the CBI waited months to also prosecute the Environment Secretary, and even that was kept hanging for a long time. There was major political reaction in the case. The BJP tried to put the Congress on the back foot, but the government says that the court has endorsed their action on the Lokpal bill.
Today's verdict of Supreme Court is a very serious indictment of the functioning of the UPA government, more particularly the working of the Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, will you permit a fair investigation into the role of Chidambaram, or you will continue to insist that he has your full confidence? A bad case has made a good law.
No sanction is required against a public servant when a petition is filed before the Lokpal. Therefore, the issue has been addressed very clearly by the government. And it was the Lokpal bill has been passed in the Lok Sabha, and in the Rajya Sabha it is pending.
Besides the moral pressure on the government, the crux of today's judgment is any common man can question the Prime Minister why there is a delay in granting sanction. In New Delhi with Sunetra Chowdhury, this is Arunachalam Vaidyanathan for NDTV.
And let's take a detailed look at how the Prime Minister's office reacted. They issued a statement this evening saying we welcome the fact that both the judges have completely vindicated the Prime Minister while appreciating the onerous duties of his office. That brings us to the big debate tonight. Is the Supreme Court judgment really a setback for the UPA? Isn't the government embarrassed about this? Do tell us what you think. Well, I spoke earlier today to Mr. V. Narayan Swamy, the Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, for more on this big story. Mr. Narayan Swamy, the BJP has said that today's Supreme Court ruling is a second indictment of the Prime Minister after the CVC fiasco. How do you react?
No, this is absolutely wrong. On the part of BJP is doing politics and everything. As far as today the Supreme Court judgment is concerned, because you know pretty well that there is no settled law on the question of the sanction for prosecution earlier. And as far as the petition given by Subramaniam Swamy is concerned, the PMO was considering that. And Subramaniam Swamy went to court, and thereafter the court today, while giving its finding, it made an observation that 3 months should be the time, the maximum should be 4 months. And they said that for framing the guidelines relating to the sanction for prosecution, it can be framed by the Parliament. that therefore they left it to the parliament to decide. Where is the question of indictment in that?
No, but
these are all the political ploy of BJP.
No, but Mr. Narayan Swamy, won't you concede that it is an embarrassment because the court's observations and guidelines today have come on Subramaniam Swamy's plea in the A. Raja case, where there was a delay of 16 months in getting sanctioned for prosecution?
No, it is not an embarrassment to the government. How can we say it is an embarrassment? Because, you know, as far as he gave a petition, when there are no materials available, the government has to consider all these things, because government cannot all of a sudden the sanction for prosecution. The Supreme Court also, because I have not gone through the judgment, they said unless until some kind of complaint is there, it cannot be considered, because Subramanian Swamy is filing a petition about everybody in this world, because that is his habit. That everybody knows in this country also. Because as far as our government is concerned, we have taken a proactive step. The Honorable Prime Minister, you know pretty well, the Lokpal bill that has been brought before the Parliament under Section 23, there is the sanction for prosecution is not required in the cases that are being instituted by the individuals or organizations against the public servants. The government has taken a proactive step. And in the other matters which are where we have to get sanction required for it, we will definitely we will go by the guideline that is to be framed by the Parliament, because these are all routine matters where the courts at a time they give us their observation, the government follows that observation. There is nothing you cannot read in between the lines on that.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.